How much will the great real estate pause of 2020 impact the Canadian housing market? Well, I don't know if anybody really knows at this point. We do know that for sure there is going to be an impact. But until we know how long and how deep this is going to be, I don't think anybody can give you an accurate prediction. That being said, looking back at the March sales data does give us some interesting trends. So I'm going to break this all down. I'm going to start with the Regina market stats, and we're going to go through some of the other major markets in Canada and see if we can get an idea for this April 2020 real estate market update, what's going on. Hey guys, I'm Matthew Pfeiffer, and welcome back to Prairie Real Estate. Now, before I became a realtor, I used to have a job in a calendar factory, but I got fired because I kept taking days off. Okay, well, if you want more real estate news and bad dad jokes to go along with it, hit that subscribe button right now, because I'm going to fill you in every single time there's something in the news or having great tips about real estate. I've got all that, and it comes with bad dad jokes as well. But before I get started, I really have to say it again. I never thought we'd see a time in history that the Canadian real estate market basically just hit the pause button and everything stopped. But that's the reality we're in right now. Yes, you can still buy a house. Yes, you can still sell your house as well. But this is not business as usual. We're into a little bit of a new reality now. And I've been asked many times already, hey, where do you think the real estate market's gonna go? What's gonna happen? And I think it's just too early to make a prediction like that right now, because we don't know exactly what's going on. We don't entirely know what we're dealing with and how long this is gonna go on. But it really is interesting looking back at the March sales data, what happened, especially the first 2 weeks versus the back 2 weeks of the market. So we're gonna go and break it all down, give you the Regina stats and the rest of the country, and go from there. Before looking at other Canadian cities, we're gonna look at my market in Regina, Saskatchewan. And much like all the markets in Canada, the March numbers do look really promising, but a lot of that activity happened in the first couple of weeks of March. So in Regina, listings are down about 8%, which is good because we're starting to bring the number of listings on the market down to a more balanced market. Our sales were up 2% in the month of March, but year to date, we're still down 8.5%. And our home price index did start to creep up a little bit. It's now at $253,100. But even in down markets, often in the spring, you do see that price start to rise in that spring market. For the rest of Canada, let's start out west of Vancouver, where sales were up a staggering 46%, listings were down 10%, and their benchmark price was up 2%. Out in Calgary, sales were up 4.5%. Yes, you heard that right. Sales were up 4% in Calgary, their listings were down 6%, and their benchmark price was within 1% of where it was in 2019. Montreal started out strong in March as well. Sales were up about 5%, listings were down 10%, and prices were up 8%. Finally, in Toronto, sales were up 12%, listings were up 3%, and their benchmark price was up 11% year over year. Much of the sales activity in March was in that first couple of weeks. After we hit the third week of March and many provincial authorities started recommending people work from home and they enacted essential services legislation, we saw a pretty dramatic decline in the real estate activity across markets in Canada. Where do we go from here? Well, my crystal ball tells me we don't know. Really, we're not sure yet because we just don't have enough information. I think it would be unrealistic to make predictions as to what's going to happen with the limited information we have to go with. So for now, let's just sit tight. Do your best to help flatten the curve. Stay home. Let's beat this virus, because the sooner we can beat it, the faster we can get back to hanging out with our loved ones and doing the things we really enjoy doing. That's it, guys. That's my April 2020 market update. Thanks for watching. If you want to stay up to date on real estate content, mortgage news, anything else real estate related, those great tips I've got, and of course the bad dad jokes that rock your socks, go ahead, click that subscribe button right now. And if you want more content, I'm going to have new videos popping up right now. You can check those as well. Thanks very much.